Well, we have a tough game ahead of us. Thursday night in Fayetteville, it's always a challenge to go against Arkansas. They're very well coached. They have always been tough to prepare for, and this season's no different. So, be an important game for us. Try to bounce back, get back on the winning track, and we'll certainly have to play well to do that.
What's it like to try to kind of right the ship when you have two straight road games and that's got people daunting that way?
Not really. As far as where we play right now is not nearly as important as how we're practicing. And, I just feel really bad about the loss on Sunday because I think it was a direct result of how we practiced, and I just have a lot to do with that. And certainly there were some plays players could make, but I think it was a product of how we prepared for Georgia, and we just didn't have nearly the enough edge to us to really dig down deep and get some tough stops. So I'm more concerned right now with how we practice and how the players respond to that, and than than the venue.
How's the response been so far?
Well, we had a real tough practice this morning early, and I thought they gave pretty good effort and got after it. So we will continue on, go again this afternoon, and see if we can just get our mindset back to playing real tough defense. It was a really lackluster effort in the second half defensively, and again, I think that you have to approach these games with a tremendous amount of intensity, and I think you need to build that attitude in practice, and so we'll see what we can do this afternoon with another session.
Is that common 2 days in a season like that?
It's hadn't been common, but that was not a common performance from us, and that's not taking anything away from Georgia. Just you look at the film, and we had some real chances to put that game away and to win that game. You had double-digit leads in both halves, and it was a series of plays where Georgia ended up being tougher than us. So you credit them, but we just can't allow that to happen. We have too good of players and too much talent to perform that way. So I need to make sure that we are reacting to that appropriately and trying to get that corrected.
How early was the practice, and did it send a message of hope?
Well, I don't know. You'll never know that until Thursday night. But we went at 6 o'clock this morning, and I just have to know that we have to stay true to our identity, and I think that is one of being real aggressive defensively and being real tough defensively, and we just weren't on Sunday.
You have considerably fewer trips to the line this season than last season. Is that something that you guys have noted, and does that mean anything about how you're playing or the teams you're playing or anything specific?
I don't know. We've tried to be real aggressive and attack, and we've scored a lot of points this year, and we've certainly taken it to the basket. So I don't have any theory on that, and don't really know what that is. My main concern right now is more, can you be tough enough to force the officials to call? I think what we do sometimes around the basket is we don't really show that we're in control of our body. I think Denisha falls away a lot. I think Samari falls away a lot. I think Adia rushes in there, and I just don't think you're going to get those calls. So we're really trying to make sure that we are getting off 2 feet and going up strong, and then maybe that'll help us get to the line more.
What about Denisha's game? The last couple games, she's kind of disappeared a little bit. Is that something that you guys are talking to her about?
Absolutely. That's not how she worked her way into being one of the best players that we've seen here in a long time. She's really playing well, and she just has not been aggressive. She has not played up to the standard that we know she's all capable of, and so we certainly have talked to her about that. And she started out slow in practice this morning, but was able to get that turned around, so hopefully that's a good sign. And she just needs to do some real specific things fundamentally, and she'll be fine. But she starts thinking that things are in the air and it's in the atmosphere and things are happening to her. She is making these things happen with poor fundamentals, and so it's just, it's a long season, and players want to do well, and, they sometimes overcomplicate things, and that's why, we need to be here as coaches to help them be real, keep things as simple as possible.
What's the overall message that you sent to them at this point when they've lost a couple like that they maybe felt like they shouldn't have lost?
Yeah, well, is that our success will rise and fall on our attitude, and when you practice poorly like we did last week, which I take responsibility for. I was trying to kind of hit the reset button and let them refresh at the midpoint. It just wasn't the way we should have gone about it. And there's no other thing you can do but try to learn from it, experience. But I think with this team, there needs to be an edginess, and they seem to be too willing to kind of get into a comfort zone where we're not playing what Kentucky's been known for, and that's being real aggressive and tough. We're just the message they need to know is that's really all they need to do. We have talent at every position. We have more than enough firepower. We have more than enough ability to do everything we want to do this season. But you can't show up and talk about that. You have to do it. So that's the main message I'm trying to send right now is our attitude has to be in the right place to go out here and play in a real competitive league. I think another thing that we're learning is that it's a credit to the players and it's a sign of respect. Teams have come to know that they have to play real hard. I thought you saw a really, really tough effort from Georgia, and our players are kind of, walking around like we have the game won and it's not that important. And then, the momentum swings, and then we're not tough enough to get it back. So it's a process, and it's a little bit probably unfamiliar for it. I may not have done a good enough job of making us understand that, and not understanding that dynamic, but it's here on us now, and we need to respond to it.